Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. So we're going to try the days of the week in Irish today. Day Luin, J March, J Cadine, Jerdine, J Ina, J Saturn, J Doni. Well done. Now let's try them in French. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi et dimanche. Good job, guys. So yesterday was really rainy, wasn't it? Did you guys go and have some puddle power? Well, if you go out to those puddles today, I bet you they won't be as big. But why? Well, because yesterday, we talked about our water cycle. Look, some water dropped on it. So the puddles are going to get heated up by the sun today, and their little particles are going to rise up, causing new clouds. And those clouds are going to float along, gathering water all the way till they get really, really heavy and more rain will fall. So our lovely water cycle that we know all about. So good job on that. And it's really bright out today, really bright. So that sun, does anybody know what it's doing for the flowers and the trees? It's helping them make their own food. How does a flower and a tree make its own food from the sun? That is called photosynthesis. So photosynthesis. And yesterday we talked about the Big Bang. The Big Bang, which was the start of evolution. Good job, guys. Now, yesterday, I finished my lovely immortal jellyfish, the jellyfish that lives forever. How does a jellyfish live forever? He lives forever because before he dies, he can revert back into a blob, bloop, and join the colony again, and out comes a new jellyfish. Now, not all jellyfish can do that, just the lovely Teratopsis dohrnii. So I finished my little Teratopsis dohrnii with his red stomach. And he uses his tentacles to sting his prey before gobbling it up. So our cool Teratopsis dohrnii. And I got some cool pictures of some jellyfish happening at home. So well done, guys. We also talked about our trilobites and our sea sponges. Now, another thing that evolved around this time, called the Paleozoic era, that's the very first era of life, when life began in the sea or on land, it's debatable. So another lovely, lovely sea creature around that time was called an ammonite. Now, an ammonite have a shell, so they were the first little shellfishy. And an ammonite, their shells, some of the shells were really small, but some were really, really big. And they had tentacles coming out from their little heads to help them catch their prey. And they used to eat little small fish. These guys are extinct now. So if you find any of these, it'll be called an ammonite fossil. And you will be very, very lucky to find one of those. So our lovely ammonites swam in the sea. But how did they swim? Because they got no legs. And like a jellyfish, he's moved along by the current. But these guys were too heavy for the current to push along. So inside their cool shell, there was a tube called a siphuncle. And a tube used to pump oxygen around that pushed them around the sea. Some of them were small and some of them were really big. Have a look at this picture. So if there was a gentleman standing beside one, look how big they can be. Ammonites were huge. Some were small. There was an ammonite found in Germany by two guys. Look at the size of this ammonite. With his cool shell. He would have started off as a little tiny egg, and out of the egg would have remained this piece, and every year he'd get bigger and bigger and bigger. This was found in Germany, so it's so cool. And this ammonite fossil, eek, I got one. This was found in New Zealand. How cool. And it's really heavy. It's heavy. It's not as big as the one in Germany. Gosh, that'd be huge to find that one. This one was found in New Zealand, along with this other little one, which has got really shiny. So keep an eye out, because you guys could find an ammonite at the beach. So I'm going to test you on the map to see where we know where New Zealand is, and also where Germany is, where this ammonite was found. So let's have a look on our cool map. You're really good at the continents now. Ta-da! So who can remember our continents? We do our little song. North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Antarctica, don't forget Australia. So our huge ammonite that was found by the two guys in Germany. Germany is here on our map. Germany. So well done to those guys. They're so lucky for finding that. And New Zealand, where I got my lovely, lovely ammonite fossil. New Zealand is over here. Look, Australia. New Zealand. So it was found in the waters here. Now New Zealand is the first country in the world to see the sunrise. So lucky, lucky New Zealand. And New Zealand also have a super cool guy. He's not alive anymore, called Edmund Hillary. Edmund Hillary was the very first man to reach the top of Mount Everest. So New Zealand are famous for that. They're famous because they see the sunrise first out of all of us in the world. And they also, it's the home of Sir Edmund, who was the first man to climb Mount Everest. It took him months to climb to the top. And it was really difficult because at the top of Mount Everest, the air is very, very thin and it's really, really hard to breathe. Our lovely Knocknarea in Sligo is less than 350 meters high, where Mount Everest is 8,849 meters high. So that's why it took him a very long time to climb it. Here's him and his lovely friend who reached the top with him. So well done, Edmund Hillary. You are a very lucky guy. So when he got to the top of Mount Everest, that was some achievement. Everyone was so proud of him. He only stayed up there 15 minutes and he went straight back down. Didn't take him as long to go back down because obviously it's quicker to go down, but he couldn't stay that long up there because the air is really, really thin. He had to wear oxygen to help him breathe on the way up. So well done, Edmund Hillary, Sir Edmund Hillary. And I am just very delighted with my ammonite fossil from New Zealand, where he came from. Now today I'm going to make an ammonite. And I'm going to use raised salt art. So I think you guys would really like to do this. So here are the things you need. You need some salt. Mommy can help you get these, Daddy. And you need some glue. And food colouring is really good, but if you don't have food colouring, because I didn't, I have loads at school, but I didn't get to go to school, I am going to use paint, but I've added water to it. I'm going to show you this now in a minute probably. So I've added some water to my paint to make it nice and runny. Do you see that? So let's make our cool, well, I want to make an ammonite. You guys can make anything you like from your lovely salt art. And you also need a tray to catch the salt on. Okay? So your tray, your glue, your salt, your water, food colouring, or your watered down paint. I'm going to turn it around this way now so you guys can see. So here's my glue. And I'm just going to draw a picture here. So I'm going to draw an ammonite with my glue. There we go, round in his cool shell that has a tube inside it that pumps oxygen and lets him float around the lovely sea. These guys became extinct 66 million years ago. And you can put some designs on his wee shell. Now, so once you've your picture drawn with your glue, it doesn't have to be this type of glue, it can be any glue you like, then you add on the salt. That's why my tray is there, so I can catch all this salt. So I'm going to shake it on. Shake on my salt all over the glue. There we go. Now, so now we're going to tip it up onto your cool tray that you have to catch it all. And you're left with that lovely shape. Give it another little bang. There we go. Ta-da! Now I did one yesterday and left it to dry overnight because I wasn't sure if it's better to dry. So I think it was. As you can see, I did a little tester this morning. So here's my paint that I have watered down, so it's really watery. And now I'm going to paint in my ammonite from the Paleozoic era. I'm going to start with my lovely red, my lovely Jarrig, or my lovely rouge. And when you drip it on, do you see the salt sucking it up? How cool! So our ammonite that swam in the sea, not with his legs, because he doesn't have any, not with his arms, because he doesn't have any, with this lovely oxygen tube pump inside him that pushed him along. Now they would have got eaten by other big fish, but their shell was left behind. So that's why people find them as fossils. How lovely is that Jarrig, or that lovely rouge? And I'm using different types of paintbrushes. Do a little bit of yellow for his lovely head, bit of blue, but that's nice. You guys can try this at home. It's a very fun activity. And it's a bit messy. That's okay because you can prepare. Make sure you have everything ready before you start. And I'm going to be like that guy from the show now. And I'm going to say, here's one I did earlier. So I'd finished this one. Ta-da! And that's completely dry. So I did that one yesterday. You guys can try this at home. And it doesn't have to be an ammonite. You can actually use your imagination. I did Joe. And I'm going to make lots more as well. So that is so cool. So I want you guys to have fun. Have fun doing your salt, your raised salt art with your salt and your glue and your food colouring, or your paint that's watered down. So that would be really good fun. Now guys, so can you remember the longest living animal in our Paleozoic era? It's the jellyfish, and our immortal jellyfish. Does anyone remember the name? I know it's a really long name to remember. Teratopsis dohrnii, or Teratopsis dohrnii. And the Teratopsis dohrnii is the size of a baby nail. And they're immortal, which means they can live forever. Unless they're gobbled up by a shark. Yes, or a sea turtle. Now, speaking of sharks and sea turtles, guys, I want you to think of something that you can tell your mums and your dads about plastic bags. So when you're recycling your plastic bag, make sure they do a really good job on putting it in the recycling bin, because there's been plastic bags all over the ocean, and a sea turtle, they think it's a jellyfish and they've gobbled them up, causing them to die. the little bellies full of plastic bags. So make sure you guys are going to be the adults someday, and that's really cool. So you guys can make sure that everyone is recycling their plastic bags properly. We do not want plastic bags in our sea because the animals, the other sea turtles and the penguins, they all think they're jellyfish and they gobble them, and we don't want that. So let's do some lovely sounds today. I think we should do the sound J for jellyfish. So let me show you guys how to write J. Here we go. Now we've got it. We're going to go like this. Ready? J. J for jellyfish, and also J for Joe. But if I'm writing my name, because it's a name, I use a capital J. So you use a capital when you're doing somebody's name or a place. So J for jellyfish and J for Joe. How about we make some words with our super cool movable alphabet? Can we find J on our movable alphabet? Who can see J? Haha! J for jellyfish. Let's try and build the word jellyfish. So we've got J. Can anybody find E? Where's Eddie Elephant? Good job, Eddie Elephant. So we've got J, E. What sound can we hear next in gel? L. So we need Lucy Lamplight. There she is. Now we need two of her. So I'll take out two. So now we've got J, E, L. Now I need E, jelly. So let me tell you what the E sound is. It's a yo-yo man. Now I know he makes the sound Y. He also makes the sound E. He's at the end of my name, Joanne Mooney. Jelly, happy. That's our lovely Y sound. That makes an E sound as well. Jelly. So let's make the word fish. Jellyfish. Who can hear the first sound in fish? Good job. Who can find firefighter Fred? Well done. What's the next sound you can hear in fish? Fi, I. It be ink. Where's it be ink? There he is. I. And he needs a little dot. So now we've got fi. We need to make the sound, finish the sound by sh. Fish. Now, sh is made up of two sounds, guys. Sammy Snake and Harry Hatman. Where's Harry Hatman? There's Harry Hatman. Good job. So these two sounds together make a sh sound, like ship or shop or fish. Jellyfish. Good job. Let's pick something from our box. Let's make another word. What have we got in here? Ooh, we've lots of lovely things. How about this? Shell. Can you remember now? We just said it a second ago. What two sounds make a sh sound? Sammy Snake. So we need Sammy Snake. And we need another Harry Hatman. Where's Harry Hatman? Over here. Good job. So now you've made shh. What other sounds can we hear in shell? Good job, Eddie Elephant. She. We need 2 more sounds. Well, 1 more sound actually. Shell. Lucy Lamplight again. And we actually need 2 Lucy Lamplights to finish the word shell. Good job. Sh. L. Shell. Well done, guys. You guys are getting super duper good with your super sounds and your super continents. Who can remember our super continent, what it's called? Pangea. I mean, we are just excellent. Pangea was our supercontinent for millions and millions of years ago. So we've looked at lots of lovely things from the Paleozoic era. We've looked at our sea sponges and our ammonites, our new lovely fossil of today. And our also, can you guys remember this day without me helping? A trilobite. Well done. So I've got lots of fossils. I love my fossils box. It's so cool. And we've made our jellyfish. And our immortal jellyfish is called a Turritopsis adorni. So you guys can keep sending me your lovely pictures of the lovely artwork you're doing. And we also discovered that New Zealand, where I got my ammonite fossil from, is the first country to see the sunrise every day. And it's the home of lovely Sir Edmund Hillary. He was the first man to get to the top of Mount Everest. So well done him. Now, you guys, it's Wednesday and it's a wacky Wednesday and the sun is really bright. So I hope you go for a nice big walk or a nice big run and have some fun. But for now, would you like a little story? Cool, I'll get us a little story. And I hope you liked yesterday's story, 5 minutes piece. I hope your mums liked it too, and your dads. So today, we're going to give them a few more minutes piece, but this story is called Hide Me, Kipper. Kipper is a doggy, and dog in Irish is called Madra. A lovely Madra. Kipper was sitting on the first page of his book. He was wondering what sort of book it would turn out to be when a little squeaky mouse came running across the page. Are you in the story, Kipper? Are you in the story, Kipper? But the little squeaky mouse ran straight across the page, disappeared into the folding bit in the middle of the book. I've been in lots of books, said Kipper, but I've never been in there. Go away, said a squeaky little voice, or he'll find me. Who will find you? Shh, said the little voice. Shh, sound today. Kipper didn't see the cat arrive. Kipper didn't see the cat arrive. Have you seen a little squeaky mouse? Said the cat. Kipper didn't know what to say, so he just wagged his bottom from side to side, and the cat went away. Good old Kipper. The little squeaky mouse came out of its hiding place. He mustn't find me. He mustn't. Kipper fetched his toy box. If he comes back, you can hide in here, said Kipper. He'll never find you in here. It's always a complete mess. I can never find anything. But the little squeaky mouse wasn't listening. It gave a squeak and jumped straight into the toy box because the cat was coming back. I know you're here somewhere, said the cat. He picked up the big owl and sniffed. I'm going to find you, little squeaky mouse, said the cat. Is this what you're looking for? Said Kipper. He was pointing at something in the end of a sock thing, a little blue bulge the size of a mouse. He was trying to help the mouse, Kipper was. Kipper threw the sock thing, which bounced all the way across the page. There you are, said the cat. Now I've got you. The cat held up the sock and shook it Out you come, little squeaky mouse. Something blue popped out. It didn't look like a mouse. It didn't smell like a mouse. It was Kipper's chewed up ball. Ew. Lucky Kipper. He's coming back, said the squeaky little mouse. Quick, quick. So Kipper grabbed the little squeaky mouse and popped him on the top of his head. The little squeaky mouse folded itself in Kipper's ears. Look natural, he said to Kipper. Kipper did not know how to look natural. He looked ridiculous with his ears like this. I know you're here somewhere, said the cat, and he sniffed the toy box. He's in here, isn't he? Kipper shook his head, which was a big mistake because the mouse, his ears fell down. Oh gosh. Found you, said the cat. Kipper grabbed the little squeaky mouse and ran as fast as he could all the way to the big hill. Don't worry, panted Kipper. I won't let him get you. But just at the top of the big hill, Kipper tripped and he fell and the little squeaky mouse popped out of his paws. Ah! And he went tumbling down and down all the way back down the big hill, straight into the paws of the cat. Ah! Gotcha, said the cat. No, said Kipper. Please don't gobble him up. The cat looked at Kipper. The little squeaky mouse looked at Kipper. They both began to laugh. Gobble me up? He's not going to gobble me up. Then why were you hiding? Because we're playing hide and seek, silly Billy. And it's my turn, look, said the little squeaky mouse. So run and hide before I gobble you up, Kipper. He could hardly count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just like the little squeaky mouse, Kipper squeezed himself into the foldy bit of the middle of the book. But as you can see, Kipper's much bigger than a little mouse, so I don't think it will take him long to find him, do you? That was a good game, and I absolutely love hide and seek. And I absolutely love playing hide and seek with you guys. And soon we'll be back at school and we can play. So I'll see you tomorrow, which is Thursday. And have fun with your super cool raised salt art. Don't forget to water down your paint to make it nice and runny. And I'll see you tomorrow.